He Enying is in his third and last year of a training program at the Nitto Teko steel company outside Tokyo. He's one of 6 young Chinese men working here. In return for the low cost of their labour, they get recognized qualifications in specialized welding techniques.
I
like the work. When I go back to China, I hope to apply what I learned here to the kind of work I'll be doing there.
He's boss says the company takes its responsibilities to its Chinese workers seriously.
Our
basic principle is that we don't think of our trainees and interns as mere tools, and we act upon that principle.
This is an example of how the system is supposed to work. A Japanese company gets a willing young workforce to plug the gaps in its roster. Those workers in turn take home vital skills to their home economies. The trouble is, it's a system which is open to abuse.
That's something Lin Wei Hong says he knows all about. He too came from China on a scheme to learn specialist welding. Instead, he was sent here, to the outskirts of Tokyo, to scoop up scrap metal for export. He says the company underpaid him, provided accommodation with no running water, and then broke its contract by summarily sacking him earlier this year.
I spent so much money to come to Japan. When I discovered that the kind of work I will be doing as a trainee was recycling and not welding, I was shocked. But if I'd complained to the company, I would have been fired and left to face my debts back home.
Lin's former employer, Taiwa, declined our request for a statement because the matter is before the courts. He's suing for compensation. As is the family of this man. Zhan Jiadong was working at an aluminium plating factory when he died from heart failure in June last year. He was just 31, with no history of heart disease. His lawyer alleges he was killed by overwork, pure and simple.
Out of 34 trainees and interns who died last year, 16 died from brain and heart problems, but none of that is reported as death resulting from overwork. Up to now, JITCO has not conducted a proper investigation.
The Japan International Training Cooperation Organization oversees the scheme and is supposed to ensure that trainees and interns' rights are upheld. But critics say it's more interested in keeping the companies happy.
In reality, everyone knows that those trainees are just used as a cheap labor. And the JITCO is sort of a front company. JITCO know that they are abused in the companies, but they never take legal actions.
In a statement, JITCO told us any misconduct discovered by JITCO will be reported and made known to the relevant ministries and administrative organizations. Critics of the trainee scheme say it's a fudge, a way of importing foreign labor without having to dilute Japan's national character through permanent immigration. At the very least, they say, these temporary guests deserve better protection. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera, Tokyo.